Here, I just found the case or found the person. They say it was a man who died. He was 50.
Okay. Yeah, and he said she was a fine woman.
Mm-hmm. See if they're coming in. It is public, isn't it? I think it is. There they go. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. Oh, I got another good one off my questions list.
We're not talking about anybody. You just seen behind the curtain, that's all. Oh, they're coming in. Oh, this keeps up now. StreamYard, I guess, got their act together. The comments are in real time now.
Oh, wow.
Hi, everybody.
How's everybody tonight? I can't get to all the questions everybody proposed. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another great question. Trump's been wearing a lot more makeup recently. So what's going on? Why is he wearing more makeup? Skin has the texture of a squash, somebody said.
It's going super fast now.
Oh, man. I guess if I put it on live comments instead of private ones, I'd see a bunch.
Hi, everybody.
Tree still up. Somebody had a busy weekend, didn't get to it.
There are 2 more minutes and we'll start.
So Johnny, why don't you get a green t-shirt so that you'll look like a head floating on your screen?
I think it's enough distraction.
I think it would be awesome. Becca is back. We've had text messages from her. We don't know if she's too jet lagged to join us tonight. If she pops in the room, we'll send her an invite. She may be too jet lagged.
Mm-hmm. Is it 17 hours or something to go?
Yeah, from the West Coast all the way to London, it's like flipping your days and nights. And it usually, for me, when I used to travel internationally to Asia and all over the place, day 3 after I was back, I would just hit a wall. So day 3, dangerous for me to drive. I like the shirt you have on. It's got little shiny specks on it that the green screen is kind of picking up on.
My brother bought this, actually. I don't buy clothes. I'm not a clothes person. I buy accessories.
I keep wearing the same old stuff I've had for years. I tended to be a classic, my classic clothes that last forever.
My clothes are very old, but I'm not a clothes, but I just don't care about clothes at all. Thank you, Joanne.
Hey, Miss Ona. Thank you guys for that have been sending me donations. They have been gratefully received. Somebody screwed up. This was my first full year as self-employed, and somebody screwed up her taxes.
So we'll start. Let's start with all the Corona stuff. Where we are.
Does Trump really think it's a hoax? Or is he just bluffing because he doesn't want to look bad?
There's two. There was like three of them. Thank you, Catherine. So we got 5 Corona questions. So first one is, does he think it's a hoax?
Does he really think it's a hoax? It's like he's being paid to say it. Fell out.
Because oh, there it is. Yeah. Does he believe it's a hoax? Because I did a no, actually we got 6 questions. Thank you, JC. I did a live stream with Sienna, and he's trying to, thank you, Sharon and Suzanne. He's trying to save the stock market because they believe it's falling because of the coronavirus. So does he believe it's a hoax? Because mind you, it's not like he knows a whole lot. A lot of this that he says that comes out of his mouth, he tends to believe because somebody else told it to him. It's not like he read something.
Yeah, it's one more thing to blame the Democrats for, the coronavirus.
Yeah, nothing Dems. A president who calls people names, like, I can't. Thank you, Pamela. Well done, Devil. I was wondering when you'd show.
Right off the bat, huh? Oh, yeah. Y'all get your little drinking hats on. Make America drunk again.
I think that's what we're doing.
That's the name of our channel, right?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. It's kind of funny how it's coming out. This is Trump's legacy. You know, to say it's a hoax, because whenever he's been losing on something, he likes to shake things up. It's his legacy. It's the way he operates. His challenge is America. Like, America doesn't believe it. That's his challenge. Mm-hmm. But he's trying to act like the person of authority. And yeah, it's a hoax. You know, that's his legacy. Part of this could be coming from his addictions, purely for entertainment purposes only. You put that in right off the bat. Coming from some of his addictions, and he's not rational in how he thinks. He likes to start arguments and stuff, you know, of course, blame the Dems and Nancy. And that's just work to him. That's just work, creating chaos.
I get there is some deception with that 5 of swords right there in the beginning. There's a win at all costs mentality because he's trying to put that balance back into his administration. But there is the devil and the 3 of swords. This is him trying to save face. Telling his supporters, who some of them will believe it, and that's the even sadder part. Yeah. And some of them will believe that, oh, it's a hoax because the do-nothing Dems and the this and the that. So ridiculous. So no, he doesn't believe that, to answer the question. He's just
I get a no too. When I see the devil, that's a no for me. The devil and the moon card are no's for me. The sun and aces are yeses for me.
So is he taking money from, since he knows this is a real thing, is he taking money from aid that is supposed to be used for, because he what is he asked for $5 billion or $1 billion something dollars for coronavirus defense, even though we had one when Obama was there, and then he dismantled it when he left.
Yeah, it's like, take it from your wall fund.
Yeah, that stops nothing. So is he taking money?
Oh, that's another thing he's talking about. Oh, we should secure our borders because of coronavirus. Like he's going to use this as another reason to stop any immigrants from coming in from South America. Is he taking money?
And he tried to
Going
send
to research and supplies, getting our testing kits here. Is he taking money? He's got support for what he's doing.
He's got to pay his creditors.
You know, what's interesting is we haven't heard anything out of Russia if they have any cases of coronavirus. A lot of Russian people vacation in Asian countries like Thailand, Indonesia, places where it's already out. Oh my God, the cards have a sense of humor tonight. It's like I'm in charge of the government, and this is my morals, this is my dogma, this is my belief. Take money wherever I can get it, right? His challenge is to not do it, to lay back, to not steal. That's his challenge, is to go within and learn something. Here's 2 yes cards. Yes in the root, yes in the past. He's going to try to cover it up. I'm getting there will be an investigation done on this that will show large sums of money, and he's going to act like he didn't take it. But I'm getting like he's going to lose more people over this in his administration because he's of the way he's taken from funding.
Yeah, there's 2 people moving on. I don't know who exactly, but I get the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. Because it didn't answer me. Well, we're going to go with yes, but I get that there's a burden around the White House too. And so when it comes to taking money for something or from this, I get yeah, because there's something in his administration or his White House that does not quite, it's not light, it's a burden. So there's possibly an investigation, because here is someone looking into it with that Ace of Cups and Queen of Cups. So I think for whatever reason, I'm getting a Ivanka vibe, and I don't know why.
Let's do a part 2 on this. Is he, because the pharmaceutical companies that are supposedly working on medications, you got Wilbur Ross and other people make a lot of money off of those. So is he trying to make money off the pharmaceutical companies to pump up the stock market again? Is he trying to manipulate the stock market through medical supplies and pharmaceutical companies?
Because it fell another 300 points today.
Somebody said psychic. Somebody said, yes, getting demonetized for mentioning coronavirus. YouTube purely for entertainment purposes only. That's what it's called.
For whatever reason, if I can say Epstein in my video, but if I don't put him in my title, then nothing happens to me. But
I have to say Mr. Epps. I cannot say his name, and I cannot mention any of his activities. Well, I got victory with that. Making money off the pharmaceuticals and making money off of manipulating the stock market.
I get Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. So there is money that's being held up, and it's being saved possibly for this in particular reason. But there is a lot of action around it, so I'm going to go with stock market, because I got the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, so a plan that's carried out quite quickly. But for some reason, like, because here is the powerless thing, like there is something possibly just in the overall karma of it all, but something is stopping it, because here's the Judgment and then the Tower. So the current trend of the stock market, I think, is going to continue, unfortunately. But yeah, they are trying to manipulate it, but it seems like it's not working for some reason.
Yeah, I'm getting here's the agreement, the working with someone else. The challenge is waiting on the stock market, to see what happens. Here's the money news about the stock market and the crashing at the root and in the past. He's got Republican support on this also, I feel. And yeah, they're looking to make a bunch of money, be financially secure, and be like the Russian oligarchs. But I'm getting somebody's going to shine a light on this, and somebody might be facing jail time over this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's playing around with the money.
Thank you, JC.
If they're not facing jail time, they're going to end up resigning and walking because of it.
Let's look at the effects on his presidency of the coronavirus, or the COVID. Was it COVID-90 or something like that?
COVID-19, I think it is. Because the common cold is a coronavirus. This is just one that tends to affect the lungs. And
what's the effect on his presidency?
it has to do with the preparedness that's on the bottom, making plans, being prepared, his lack of preparedness. Is what's going to affect his presidency.
Yeah, my first card is powerless. Like, he didn't keep up, he didn't keep up at all, and so now he's playing catch up, and it's something hard to do. I get his job on the bottom.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, he's working with old friends on some dark money.
I got that too. That Six of Cups.
For a long time, he's working with old friends, Republicans. My Republican card here, trying to move forward in the past, but crowning the reading, going after their own financial security. It's going to transition his presidency. I've got endings here, a lot of talk and conversation. Everybody's watching what's going on, and they're watching for the deaths also. They're watching to see how many deaths we have.
Yeah, because I get that facade. I get the Eight of Swords, which is powerless, and then I get the facade crossing it with the Knight of Cups. It's not going to be good for his presidency because the death toll, unfortunately, will continue. And then he said it was a hoax all along. And so now his unpreparedness with the Three of Swords and the Justice, there's no balance here. That's going to come to the forefront. That's going to be in the news, and everybody's going to see that. And then I get him working with someone trying to, I guess, control the message, control the narrative with the Two of Cups and Six of Cups there.
So what are his Trump supporters going to think when some of them start dying?
Thank you, JC and Terry.
You guys are rocking tonight.
What? Now that's an interesting question, because they don't like that their taxes are affected the way they are. They don't like the fact that their Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security, food stamp programs, all their social programs that they don't like, because they don't like socialism, but they like their anyway.
They like it in their pocket, just not anybody else's.
They don't like the fact that he's talking about that. So what is this going to do?
What's this going to do to the Trump supporters?
Do they care? Do they? I get 5 of Pentacles. That's actually a horrible card to come flying out. This is the card I use for disease.
Oh,
it's also the card I use for, of course, it's being pushed out and shunned, but we'll put that back in there. We'll ignore that happened. Keep it open. How is this going to affect us? Because they love to talk about under Obama. So under Trump, we have the coronavirus. Not to mention the way he treated Puerto Rico. So he had his Katrina moment. Then there was Sharpie Gate. Things that also affect them.
I'm getting some are going to walk away from him.
Which is okay. Go. What you say?
I'm getting some are going to walk away from him. I'm getting on the bottom. Some will cling to him no matter what. We know that, right? Yeah. But even with the secrets that have come out, they've moved forward with him. Like they deny the secrets. They know he's a liar, but they're trying to stand on higher ground with them. But when crowning the reading, the sneakiness, this talking about it's a hoax and everything and all that, I get that some of them leave. They start to see him as a bully and that he's covering things up. And then I get the victory card. Finally, hallelujah, right? The light bulb goes off.
And see, I get that card. It says the same thing, but in a different way. Thank you, Queen of Sanity. I get that 6 of Wands, that victory, but I get the Tower. It's like the 6 of Wands, especially in this card, if the green screen will let me show it. There is this guy in the center of attention, like he's at one of his little pep rallies, right? And then there's all these people crowded around. And so they lift him up and even have the elephant trunk with the Democratic or the Republican symbol, right? And so they love them some Trump. And then I get the Tower.
And the angels around him too, like he's chosen of
God, they think. And then I get the Tower. So there is an ending to that. And
the angels stay, but the man falls. Mm-hmm. The king
There's
falls.
an angel in that one, and nobody's falling from the Tower. It's just like their hopes are sort of dashed. And then I get that 5 of Pentacles again, that card for disease and being pushed out. And then I get the World and the Page of Wands. The messaging is this is why the narrative is so important to him. Once they start to lose the messaging, then they lose the supporters. Because if fixed noise come out and says the Trump's response to the coronavirus is not up to par or whatever, they doubt his response, then it's no longer a hoax because even Fox Noise is saying it. So they have to control, because it's my media card, they have to control the messaging.
If they have a relative die, where they have somebody who's vulnerable, like an older person or something die, then it's irrelevant whatever comes out of Trump's mouth. He can't argue that.
He can't control that messaging. It's over for that part anyway.
Let's look at how Pence is feeling now that he's set up as the scapegoat in charge of the coronavirus. Mr. No Science, pray the gay away is going to pray your coronavirus away, right? Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Debbie. He is that's a mess.
Doesn't believe in science.
How does he feel about being in charge?
And what's he going to do?
He was on Jake Tapper. I didn't watch the thing because I don't like to watch Pence talk, but he was on there. I don't know what they were talking about, though. I know they showed a clip of Don Jr. and his ridiculousness. How does he feel?
Oh, he feels betrayed right on the bottom. I'm put out there. I know I've been betrayed. I'm going to be the fall guy on this.
JC Pence has feelings. He has negative ones.
He has a few positive ones for
Yeah.
certain things.
For his hunting camp.
His trips to New Orleans.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, this is sad. It's like, he's trying to be the supportive king, right? The King of Cups here. But this is the kind of stuff that's been going on a long time. That's the challenge. He's got someone else helping him at the root of this, but it's kind of a hidden agenda thing. Like he knows it's a way of Trump manipulating him. And there's a magician crowning the reading. He knows he's being manipulated into that position. He's got a lot of anxiety here in the future. He's going to lay back. He's not going to do diddly squat. He is not going to do what needs to be done for this. There are going to be whistleblowers right and left on this. And that's when we'll start to see change and support for our country for coronavirus. So there's going to be a lot of whistleblowers. I just got my yes card on that. I love it when I do a stream of words, a stream of sentences, and then I get my yes card. It's like, yes, Jen, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like spirit validating what I just said.
Thank you, Astrid. I've read a bunch of cards. I don't want to lift them all up, but 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the Fool. So there is some powerless around the confusion. This was not talked about beforehand. I think he was somebody came knock on the door one day and say, hey, you're in charge. Good day.
He probably told him, hey, you need to be at this press conference, and found out in the press conference and had to keep a straight face.
It's the Queen of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. Again, this is not me being shady. This is how it comes up. This is Mike Pence as the Queen of Swords. Again, this is not me being shady. I'm not trying to anyway, but he is in charge of the virus, I guess, messaging. The Knight of Wands and the High Priestess, the Tower, and the Ace of Cups. He doesn't know quite what he's going to do. He feels that he'll have a little victory around messaging because he'll talk to the right people. That's just how he feels, because that's what comes out in the end is the Six of Wands and the Chariot. Like he feels he'll have that messaging down point. But his word of warning is the Page of Pentacles. This is news about vaccines or news about treatments, programs, money being allocated to these programs. Like it's not just, we got this under control. No, but once some money is said to have been injected into this situation, then he'll have a little bit softer messaging to walk on. But until then, it's going to go downhill very fast, especially if the left-wing media, amps up the fact that he is very unprepared for this type of thing. So he's going to have a very hard time, and he doesn't like it. But you shouldn't have went for it towards Medusa in the first place. So
that dang Medusa. Mm-hmm. Don't be looking at Medusa.
That's who I should put back here is Medusa.
So is Trump going to use the coronavirus to cancel or postpone the elections in November? No big crowds. Like even viruses, they come in waves. You get like initial people, and then like there's a pause, and then it comes again. Same thing with the flu. It comes in waves. And you'll see it like going across the country as they start closing schools, when a wave of the flu comes through. So is he going to try to postpone the election even if everything looks like it's fine in November? Blaming the coronavirus?
Thank you.
And I got the Fool on the bottom. That's who we're talking about.
Thank you, JC. Ten of Cups, Justice, and the Moon. He would love to, but something stops him.
Yeah, I think he'd like to too. You know, with the Fool on the bottom, I've got sneaky strategy. Like thinking about it. His challenge is people would investigate the motive behind that. Trying to manipulate and lie, trying to move his own agenda forward, which is about his own pocket, his own money, his own corruption. But the elections, they're a steady thing. They're scheduled. They're every 2 years in the fall, every 4 years for the presidency. I'm getting that he would be burdened to try to change it. So he has to turn his back. I don't think he'll be able to, but I think he would like to.
Because I get deep-seated here with the Moon card and the Justice card, so we're talking Constitution or legal documents. So yeah, he would love to be president. He said he wants Lindsey Graham to write something to where he can be president for the next 25 years or something stupid like that. Yeah. Try again, sir. I think it was all of our virus things. Oh, is Israel. Israel said that they were close to a cure. Is that true or not? Then we'll move on from sickness and talk about Donald Trump some more.
And all those other glorious versions. Netanyahu could use a win right now by coming up with some treatment. He's fighting to stay in power too, so he doesn't have to go to jail.
I either don't get it's true or it's not working.
I get it's a no that they're not close, because I get they're watching and waiting. Their challenge is to be victorious. They can't be victorious, and it's something I feel like they've been working on with children and families, to see how it works on them. And I have the devil crowning the reading, which is my note card. And then they're retreating, they're losing. But I get that there is hope because someone else is. Now, I kept getting the other day when I did a reading, I kept hearing France or somewhere in Europe. For some reason, I keep feeling like France. And I don't know, the lady on the strength card kind of reminds me a little bit of the Statue of Liberty that with the wreath around her head.
Because I get that Ten of Cups too. And it's crossed by the King of Wands. So this is like someone's sort of blowharded message. Because the King of Wands to me is, yes, they're a leader, but they don't actually do anything. They do more delegating than they actually do work. So this is that person who is trying to basically say, oh, we are on top of this. I get 3 of Swords and 5 of Swords. There's like win at all costs, but there's still some loss here or some disappointing news. I get the Tower and the Ace of Cups. Like they may have had a possibility, but there is a Tower around it. So there's an end to that, and it's a disaster. So I get either if they're trying, then it's not working, but I don't get they got a cure.
Maybe they're telling Trump and Jared that they're close so that they can get Trump and Jared to put some money in on it, trying to make some money off of it.
Mm-hmm. So let's go. How does currently right now Trump feel, or the GOP feel about Trump? The stock market fell 1,191 points in one day and then 300 points the next day. And all of these people have donors and investors in their in particular career. So how do they currently feel about him now? Not that that means anything, but how do they currently feel? Because never mind the coronavirus. They're more along the lines of, oh, we just lost money with you.
But keep in mind, a lot of their investors come from the medical field, from insurance and pharmaceuticals.
Because there's no money in healthy people and there's no money in dead people. You need the money is in the sick people. Yeah, Nine of Swords, first card.
I'm getting delays and getting a different perspective on things. The delays and how he's responding to coronavirus.
Mm-hmm. I get Nine of Swords in the Page of Wands. They want him to control the messaging to relay the fears, because, and mind you, this is not about us fearing, it's about the stock market. And so that's the messaging around the fears, because here we got Six of Pentacles, money, Eight of Pentacles, also money. So this is all it's really about. There's no Ace of Cups here. There's no Ten of Cups here. It's not about us. It's about the money. The two of Pentacles, here is the imbalance, and then strength. They need him to control the messaging. That way they control the fallout of the money. Now look at the pitifulness on that lion and the strength card. It's like usually the lion, you know, she's closing his mouth. This one, she feels kind of like she's soothing him because he's dying or something. His tongue's hanging out. Their messaging is falling apart. They need him to come save the day. Like,
that lion needs some Gatorade.
You put your faith in the wrong horse there, buddy.
Yeah, I've got, you know, they're still feeling, as a party, they're still feeling victorious. But their challenge is the mask that Trump puts on, you know, the image that he puts on. They still have hope in their hidden agendas. But they would like for Trump to go away. They'd like him to be out, separated. And they'd like to put him in his own little rowboat and send him away on a little journey. So I don't think they're, I get that strength card too. And the loss, strength and a loss. Mm-hmm. So they feel they would be stronger if he wasn't in the picture.
Thank you, JC. They have, the only feeling they have is disappointment, I believe. So John Bolton, his book is set to be released. Will it actually come out?
Let's see if anything's changed with that. Yeah, sometimes I don't mind re-looking at some questions because energy can shift and change.
Oh, just fall out everywhere.
It's going to be one of those nights. What was the card you kept having showing up in a reading you did yesterday, and you were like, watch for this Sunday night, it'll be the card of the night?
I was just thinking about that when I pulled that Nine of Swords, and now I can't remember.
I was trying to remember what card it was.
The Hermit.
Oh, the Hermit, over and over. Yeah,
it was the Hermit. Because he's starting to feel a little more isolated.
Mm-hmm. I've been having the Hermit show up a little more too lately. So, John Bolton, is your book coming out? Feeling pretty secure right now. Let's see. Ooh, I think it's coming out. I'm not even getting a delay this time.
A bunch of them. But I didn't get a no.
I got a bunch of major arcana too. Woo! You know, it's something he's been working on a long time is new inspiration. Does show how the administration worked together on some dark money. His challenge is interesting. I've got the Queen of Wands, like Nancy Pelosi's his challenge. So I think he's still being challenged by them to testify to the House. He's kind of watching right now. He's watching for what the White House is going to do and what Trump's going to do. But I get victory with it coming out. I get secrets coming out. I get big changes. I get here comes karma biting Trump in the ass, and somebody's going to go away.
Mm-hmm. I think that.
And then we're all healed. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
I think that there's something stopping his book. And then he works with someone, and then boom, here it comes.
He's either leaking it out. It's getting out. It's going to get out. It's just a matter of how. Like, is it getting out published? Maybe not. But it's coming out.
I get his burden. His burden is being attacked. So something's trying to attack his book. And then there is the Empress and the Page of Wands. He finds some woman of power, of interest in what it is he has to say. Then that's when I get the establishment here with the Four of Wands, and then my Nancy Pelosi Queen of Wands. And then, of course, the Fool is in the environment. This is directly involving Trump. So Trump is trying to stop something, and then this other entity he's working with is trying to get it back out. I got that Two of Swords and the Six of Swords and the Fear with the Two of Swords and the Hopes. Then I get High Priestess.
I mean, if he would testify to Congress, the truth of what's in the book would be out, and nobody could block it from coming out.
And then I get on the High Priestess, I get the Death card. So something changes once he gets, because this High Priestess and this Queen of Wands and this Empress is the same person. So whoever she is taking different roles along the stages of his book coming out. This woman, there is some woman there who gets his information across to the rest of the world somehow, some way. Not sure how, but it's coming. Thank you, JC. Will he shave his mustache off? No, that's where his superpower comes from, I think. He's like Samson. Now, speaking of which, that's what those two towers on the High Priestess card, that's what they mean. They're from the tower of whatever Samson was at, when he was pushing the pillars over or something like that. That's what that is. So, okay, one more Corona question. I'll ask this one delicately, because y'all asked 450 times on every single video, every single person that I've read. So, will Donald Trump, let me say this carefully.
Purely for entertainment purposes only.
Will he get the sniffles? We'll say it that way. And Spirit knows what we mean. Just to answer the question. Don't wish that on him. That's bad. I get 3 1, 7 of Wands that fall out. Defending against something coming from overseas. The Pope has got the sniffles. He was coughing at some event the other day.
I'm going to say yes. I've got on the bottom, this is when I do health readings, this is my stomach card, like upset stomach and feeling ill. This is my kind of feeling ill card. Here it is presented to him, and he's got to go away into quarantine. They give him some stuff, and then he's got to go away again. So I'm going to say twice. Like he has a relapse, and then they give him something else, and he's back to being the fool. I'm going to say he gets it twice.
Pull one oracle card. I pulled some tarot and they didn't answer me. I get High Priestess. So let me see. Let me pull one. Oh, I got the wrong cards. I put the wrong cards in the wrong box. That's what happened.
Yep. I didn't hold it up, but I also had the Queen of Cups. I think you might catch it from like Ivanka or somebody in her family, like carrying it into the White House.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a general health spread on him. See what's up. I like looking at his health. It amuses me.
I still get no answer.
For somebody that his doctor has to sneak cauliflower into his mashed potatoes to get him to eat a veggie. He's got a relatively strong constitution.
I get no answer.
Ooh, I think he's having some prostate trouble too. Prostate and stomach, and yep, there's his addiction. His cup's still overflowing, so he's still drinking. I know everybody always tells me he says he doesn't drink. Do you believe that? The man has lied over 16,000 times. I'm telling you, he drinks.
Will he get?
Yeah, he's his addiction issue is moving forward rather quickly here.
Nope. No answer.
He sneaks around with his addiction stuff. Let me go in my royal throne and flush 15 times while I flush 15 times.
So ridiculous.
Just cover up the sound of me snorting 15 times.
Ask one more time. Will he?
You're not getting a no or a yes?
No, I get High Priestess, the 8 of Pentacles, and 7 of Swords, actually. I mean, somebody could be lying in his job.
Hiding that he has it. Hiding the fact he has it.
Yeah, I asked too many times, and then I get the 5 of Pentacles. So I'm ignoring that. We're just gonna go.
That would make sense that they would try to hide that that's what he's got. But if he disappears off the golf course, we know what's going on, right?
Because then I get the Knight of Cups. That's my false knight. So there's someone covering with the Queen of Cups as my supporter. So we'll move on. He'll be fine.
Since I brought up Ronnie Jackson, should we look at him?
Yes, let's go.
The doctor that hid cauliflower in his mashed potatoes. I have 2 questions on him. First of all, what else did he hide with Trump? And then second question, he's running for Congress in Texas. I want to see how his election's going to go. Ronnie Jackson.
You know what, Leah? That's true. Every time his medical records are secret. So we don't know what he has, like his little surprise doctor visit. Yeah, I think everybody's got him snorting Adderall. That's what causes his slur speech and all that mess. His uppers and downers.
I think I was actually the first reader when I did a health reading on Trump last, end of October of 2018 that talked about his addiction issue. Cat's out of the bag now. Now, it's interesting because you talked in your reading what's going on in the world when Trump leaves office. One of the things is that they're talking about his addiction. It is all over the news, all over the place now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's openly talking about his addiction. Ronnie Johnson, what else did he hide? Ooh, he's got some more secrets he's clinging to. He's got something else he's hanging on to, a file or something.
Let's see.
I get that Trump has a kidney issue and a prostate issue. A lot of times that goes hand in hand in older men. He's got a kidney prostate issue that he's been working on him for, and that he drinks. He's keeping it a secret from the government, putting on the false face over it. He's going to leak out something else surprising here soon. Just like he leaked out that he was hiding cauliflower. He's like Trump. He can't keep his mouth shut. He's gonna tell us about something else with Trump that's been hidden, and that's going to cause a Tower moment.
Something about medicine or his job as a doctor is being called into question. Maybe his methods of covering for Trump or something like that. Trump has an empty heart issue. Yes, he does. Seven of Swords and the Moon. There's a lot that he's hiding around Donald Trump, and the closer you get to Medusa, the worse off you get. There's a lot. There's the Seven of Swords is already enough sneakiness, but the Moon means that there's something else there too. So you get them both. That means he's got documents and pages and books and messages in a bottle. He's got a whole bunch of stuff on Donald Trump that is just ridiculous. There is a fight that he's about to lose with the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Wands, or 10 of Swords, 5 of Wands. Maybe that's his
election
campaign, because here's the Knight of Pentacles right after it. But there is something new here in the Hermit with the Ace of Cups. He might be investigated for something, or he might be called to testify for something. Like something investigational is going on with him and something new. And it's going to have something to do with his job, his position, or his knowledge about medicine or something of that nature. Thank you, Selfish Wing. So he's got something going on around his job.
I feel like he's gonna have to talk about Trump bullying him to lie for him. That he's gonna get stuck in the middle of that. You're right. There's like more hidden.
What I want to look at is, especially around his job, because like I said earlier, he was Obama's physician, and he was looked at as a person of, stature, because he's military and, all this type of stuff. Like he has some gravitas to him. And then he was retained by Donald Trump. And then now his name went all the way down, as it does when you get close to the Medusa. So why did he compromise his integrity for Donald Trump? Was it just to be White House doctor? Was it for money?
There's There's something coming out about 2 trips I'm getting. Sort of truth with that. Something coming out about 2 trips that changes a lot. So yeah, why did he change?
Maybe that's what he's getting in. Well, because I don't think he's getting investigated, or maybe there's just an investigation that involves him. But
An expert witness called to testify.
maybe that's what it is.
Somebody doing the 25th Amendment finally and saying he's unfit to serve.
Which he should know.
So why is he lying for Trump? Why is he covering up for him?
I get Queen of Cups on the bottom, that's my supporter. Ace of Pentacle is the outcome. I get the feeling he was promised something.
With the government, I think he was promised support, like that Trump would work for him to get in the government, endorse him as a candidate. As he'd be in the network, he would get more attention. But he hasn't been getting as much as he was promised. He's kind of getting the crumbs of what he was offered.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting dragged into something. Look at this. I've got Nancy talking about Russia and the Republicans. Why is that coming up in this doctor's reading?
See, my
And sneakiness.
I get the Ace of Wands and then Nancy on top of that.
Yeah, he's coming up something that Nancy's investigating and talking about regarding Russia and the Republicans and sneakiness. And Dr. Jackson's put in defense mode over it. Somebody's asking him questions.
So let's see.
Again, it has to do with travel. So maybe he was also doing some of the travel with the Republicans going overseas, doing all their little back channel stuff.
Yeah, I get the law in my Republican card. And he was promised something with that Knight of Cups and that Ace of Pentacles. Promised some support for something, and he didn't get it. 10 of Cups and the 3 of Swords, where he got very little of what he was promised, but he's still there.
He may have been going with anybody flying over to Europe so he could buy Trump's Adderall and stuff.
Thank you, JC.
Somewhere overseas. Come back with another few months supply.
So what is this trip?
What is this trip? He's going to be questioned?
Or what will he be questioned on? Like, what is his involvement here?
Artemis. Artie's racing around in case you hear scurrying in the background. He's running wild and chasing nothing.
Wait. Let me do this.
Here it is on the bottom, a journey, a trip, something about a trip. What was going on a trip that he's going to be questioned on? Maybe he was offered some campaign financing, from like Nunes and those people. Those people. Them things over there. that icky stuff right over there.
Yeah.
Because I get like he's kind of in the center of it. It's something that they've covered up, but there's going to be communication. I get the secrets are going to come out in sort of a court-like setting or in a testifying type setting. He's got a lot of anxiety coming, and I don't feel like it's like in court. I feel like it's probably like in the House or something, some in the government. I wonder what sign he is. He was bullied into something on this trip, but he's at the center of it. You know what's interesting for me right now, Johnny? I get the 2 cards over and over and over right now. Like I get 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, like over and over. And I get Temperance, which has the 2 cups on the Temperance card over and over. Got the Juggler here and, secrets and treachery. And then Mr. Ronnie Jackson's out in the cold. Exiled.
Thank you, Nana.
So getting that 2 card over and over, I don't know if it's 2 weeks or 2 months, but I feel like there's something significant about the 2 that keeps coming up for me over and over.
I get that because I get 2 travel cards. I get the Knight of Wands and the 8 of Wands. Hangman, Knight of Swords, too. Like there is some sort of, I won't call it attack as in physical, but there is some sort of something brought against him. I was trying to clarify my Hangman, whether it was change of perspective or sacrifice. I get sacrifice because I pulled the Empress, and that's what it said to me was sacrifice. So there is a case that's being brought that he could possibly not have anything to do with, but he is going to be dragged into it because of something he did for somebody else. But look for him to appear in court. I get my Queen of Wands again. I get the 8 of Wands with communication. And it is something to do with a favor or money that he was given.
Yeah, the Chariot for me is also another travel card, because it's a vehicle. And trying to put on the illusion of what the trip was about. So the trip was a mask for something else. And embattled and stabbed in the heart. Betrayal.
Oh. So let's do, well, speaking of, well, I won't be that messy, but let's do Tulsi Gabbard. Why is she still here?
We got people.
I think I seen Lula in there. I will do her question next. She wanted to know why Pete dropped out.
Tom Steyer dropped out and he came in third. Why is Tulsi still there with less than 1%?
And she doesn't go to the debates, but she's still there.
She's got better odds of catching the coronavirus than winning the election. That's awful. Sorry. Okay, forgive me, guys. That was bad.
Why is Tulsi still here?
Now, one thing Roberta, who's in the room, was talking to me about after our live stream the last time we read on Tulsi, as long as she's a candidate, she has access to the DNC server or the Democratic National Committee server. So I think once she drops out, like she doesn't get the access to it that she has when she's running. like not in the same way, like a more limited access. So stuff on polls and all that, maybe she's feeding information to somebody.
Yeah, she's got something tangible or something, some sort of records with the Ace of Pentacles. There's a Three of Swords right after that. So this is a betrayal. That's if you don't believe me, look the card up. I mean, I'm not trying to be the anti-Tulsi person, but that's what it is. Ace of Cups and Eight of Pentacles. This is her job. So this is something she was hired to do. Again, look it up. Two of Cups and Six of Wands. There is an agreement that she has with the someone of the center of attention or someone in power somewhere. Just leave it at that. So there is information that she is receiving that she is passing along, allegedly.
Yeah, she's trapped. She's trapped. It's not like I choose to be here. She's trapped and stuck. She has to be there still. The challenge is timing. So when she gets to be released from this, there's betrayal at the root of this, and with a celebrated person crowning the reading, she's getting information, I think, on secure information. She's getting secure information, and she's getting it on the whole DNC, the whole family of them. Yeah, she's blocked from exiting is what I'm getting. She's going to get some judgment on it, but she's sharing. She's sharing information. She's gonna hang on as long as she can. There's my oligarch card and there's my Russia card. So y'all piece it together.
So
I'm just saying this is purely for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, she's already suing Hillary. Don't come after me.
That's right. I could be wrong.
So let's look at the rest of the nominees. Why did Buttigieg drop out, and what's next for him? So why did he drop out? Thank you, Laura.
Ooh, I've got his blocked on the bottom from like going further.
Is that what he said? Suspended is canceled. Because he's giving a press conference either now or he did earlier tonight, something like that. Let's see. Thank you, Sandy Bird.
Yeah, I get, like here's Buttigieg, the King of Cups. The challenge is the emotions around him. So there was something a little bit sneaky going on. I feel like the DNC or somebody talked to him and said, you know what, you need to go ahead and drop out because your time isn't now. Because I've got the timing card here, the Wheel of Fortune. So he's doing a little dance. They're like, you need to wait, try again later, because they didn't think he could beat Trump, the fool. And then I get my yes card on that when I asked, is that Trump? And they're like, yeah. He's got something new they've offered him though. So he's going to be working with somebody else in a position under the president. So he's got steady work coming. He's going to be in a supportive role under the president, probably in the cabinet or something.
Yeah, I get support from voters or America, because they're America, my Queen of Pentacles, that's my card for that. And then the Five of Pentacles again, showing up all night for me. There is the support's not there. The opportunity and money was there, but here is this suspension with the Four of Swords. So this is like the retreat from the campaign. The Fool, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Cups. I don't think he was quite ready for this. There's something about a lack of preparedness. I don't know exactly, because he's run campaigns before. That's how he went to mayor. So he still has the Magician here, so he'll be fine. So he just won't be president, but this is not.
That Knight of Cups too. I think they're worried about his image as the first openly gay nominee. I think they're worried about his image going up against Trump. He's got some support from whoever his supporters are. They're still there and all that. He's got something new that he has to work on. This is just not it for him. But it's nothing disastrous here. He did have lack of support, but we've seen that coming anyway. Yeah, just lack of support and something new for him. I don't see like he was some sort of foreign agent and now his job is done. Nothing like that. So now that all these guys have dropped out, what's that mean for Joe Biden? Is he going to start coming up? Now that the field is thinning again. Tom Steyer drops out. Buttigieg drops out. At some point, somebody should be investigating Tulsi why she's not dropping out. What does this mean for Joe Biden now that more people are dropping out? I still get him defending because Bernie's still there. It Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, so there is a lot of money still there for him. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords. I think the support for Buttigieg now goes to him for whatever reason. Yeah, I get the younger candidate. That's what I get. His ending gets more cooperation for him, gets more people in bed with him. His challenge, I get, is the female voters. He doesn't have the female voters like some of the other candidates. He's got support though. So Bloomberg, will you lose support? He was at a church today, primarily African American church, and some of the church goers turned their back on him while he was speaking. Yeah, for those who don't know, today's the 55th anniversary of the march from Selma to Montgomery, Bloody Sunday in Alabama. And he was the mayor during Stop and Frisk. The Edmund Pettus Bridge. So if he started, he got booed in a church because Buttigieg couldn't get the black vote either. That's pretty bad if you're booed in a church. Yeah. He didn't even boo Trump. Well, they went there specifically for him. Jesus, who? I thought Trump was here. Trump signing Bibles. Remember that? We read on that. Bloomberg.
I get his support is going to be on the rise for some reason.
I'm getting that too. I'm glad you said that. And he's got all the supportive money. You know,
That's what I get too, is the Queen of Pentacles.
he's got all the money to support, like whether it's him or whoever else, he's got all the supportive money. He's got some loyal followers here. His challenge is to get the seat of the president. He's kind of surprising everybody. He's got something new he's getting ready to initiate here in the near future, like in the next couple of weeks, and that brings more abundance. I get the Sun card, which is a yes card, and a new action again. I'm getting people are bonding with him more.
I get that too. The Two of Cups.
He gets some sort of tower moment that kind of isolates him a little bit over something legal. So it's probably those non-disclosure agreements that he forced women into. He's going to have to temper that down. But he's getting more support.
Because I get this Two of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So there is something new that he is getting ready to prepare for. I think it might be, since with that Ace of Swords there, he may be about to go and have a sit down with the people who disagree with him or who maybe won't support him for whatever reason. Because then I get that Queen of Pentacles and that Two of Cups together. I think he may be trying to build a bridge. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands, like it's going to be an uphill battle, like a really extreme one, because he is the type of person that he can be very polarizing to those who don't like him, and they don't like him for a specific reason. So I think he will probably sit down in the next few weeks and hear their grievances and maybe own up to what he's done. And so I think he's going to try to appease those who are against him, and thus his support will rise. Interesting.
So why is Elizabeth Warren not doing better? She's always, she's steady, but why is she not doing better? Why is she not like in the top one or two positions? What's holding her back? Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of what Elizabeth is for is similar to Bernie, like, taxing the 1% more money and stuff like that. But she's viewed differently from Bernie. She's being backstabbed. I'm getting she's, her challenge is America, because she's been doing this for a long time and she cares about, the children, their families and everything. but she's only getting, part of what she's due, even though she's standing on higher ground. But I get that they think she's too aggressive with big businesses. And people think she's a little bit sneaky. It's like they think she needs to temper herself. It's like, an aggressive woman gets viewed as a bitch versus an aggressive man. Oh, he's just a strong man. She's a strong woman, and she's left out in the cold. It's image. It's image. Something about her image.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Temperance. So there's that. This is her, but this is the Five of Swords. That bully pulper. They're trying to defeat her with a change of message, a change of image, that she's some sort of something else. Because here you have the Nine of Pentacles. You could get her for the Empress or even Queen of Cups, because I think that's her sign or something like that. But the way they want to view her in the government is this woman who is above it all, who is a little more elitist than she lets on, or she is too aggressive. Because the Nine of Pentacles is about a secure person. This is a person who's financially independent and all that stuff. But this is the person they're trying to portray her as this person who is too aggressive for politics. Go figure. Then there's the Loss and the Two of Pentacles. So they're trying to create an imbalance around her and maybe an end to her campaign with the Death card there. Then she gets the Five of Cups. So they're attempting to push her out. And the way they're going to try to do that is not just come out straight and say, oh, she's a woman, she can't do it. They're going to try to attack her at her core value because she's a socialist, just like Bernie. It's just that she's a woman and he's not. And so they're going to have to find another way to attack her and push her out. So it's the reason she's not doing better than that is because she's a woman. Now, mind you, if she got the nomination, she would be president because the country is ready, believe it or not.
Yeah, I think there are enough independent voters that would vote for her if she got the nomination. But I think they're going to try to push her out before she gets there.
So let's look at Sanders' followers. Will they support a different candidate if Sanders doesn't get the nomination?
They're suddenly trying to paint them as like dark, negative people. It's like, hello, I voted for Sanders in the primaries in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing malicious about the Sanders followers. They get tired of the DNC and
the Bernie bros.
The Democrats attacking him all the time, like he's not a true Democrat because he just joined up to run, right? He was an independent before. Will the Bernie supporters vote blue no matter who? Will they support another blue candidate? I get right off the bat, yes, I've got, on the bottom of my head, they're stuck. Like, they're going to vote blue no matter who because they don't want Trump in there again. So, yes, they're stuck. They're going, and then I get my yes card, Ace of Swords, first card. I feel like it's going to be a man, whoever it is, and a female vice president. They will get their votes.
I get the Lovers and the Two of Swords. It's like they will have a decision to make, but the support is there. I think you just have to get past the feelings part. because here's the Hermit and the Empress. So once you go in and realize what you're actually going up against, you got 8 of Swords and 3 of Swords. It's like you're going to have to put the heartbreak to the side and realize that you have to do this or else.
It's like Bloomberg, we know from Stop and Frisk and all that stuff, we know that he's a racist, right? But so is Trump. So when it comes down to it, if Bloomberg's the final candidate for the Dems, I'm voting for him because I'm not taking 4 more years of Trump, So it's a horrible choice.
The devil or the demon.
But we got to do something to get Trump's regime out of there and get his second in command, Barr, out of there. Barr's been very quiet lately.
Well, what else? Oh, will the stock market continue to fall? 1,100 points one day, 300 the next. That was in my What Are the Signs video.
Mm-hmm. I feel like, it's going to be very up and down this year. When we can't get imports in, because, there's no workers working in factories overseas. There's no people working at the ports. Everything shuts down. Here, it's like, the schools around here already have contingency plans if they have to shut the schools down, just like they do during a flu epidemic. They'll shut down for a couple of weeks. People won't be able to make money unless they can work from home, if they get quarantined. So that's all going to affect businesses. And if people don't have the money to spend, that's going to affect the stock market too. I forget what a bull market is, but I'm getting bull market because I got the bully card.
Oh.
Somebody type what the meaning of bull market is down in the comments for me. I forget what the difference is between a bear market and a bull market. I'm getting there's going to be some success in some things like pharmaceuticals. I am getting it's going to keep changing. And the bully card is telling me bull market. It's been pretty steady till now. So it's kind of like, it's time, it's cyclical. It's time for it to do its thing. And,
say bull is good, bear is bad. Bull means it's going up, bear means it's going down.
It's a little bit of an illusion though. So it's being manipulated. I've got
they pumped money into it a few weeks ago.
I get Trump's watching it, and people he's in bed with.
For artificial growth, so it'll look like it was doing better. Thank you, me, myself, and I.
Yeah, I'm getting like pumping some money into it to bring it back into balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to happen pretty quickly.
I got a Page of Cups and the Six of Cups. There will be another 1191 type of thing. This is afterwards, though, because I have the star, which is like, this is going to be good. And then you get the 8 of Cups, which says we're going to slowly start doing bad. So initially what we have right now with the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Wands is going to look like it's on the mend. And then we will have a reoccurring thing that will be a huge surprise to a lot on Wall Street. And you're going to have another, unfortunately, big drop. So it'll be another one of those like 1191 days.
Yeah, it's like when it drops, the people that have money, they go buy more and wait for it to come back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like they're kind of artificially getting it to go back up, and then they cause it to drop again.
So let's talk Taliban then.
Yeah, Pompeo. I was watching him on an interview today. I can't remember if it was on Face the Nation or CNN, but oh my God, the man will not answer a question.
So is he getting a kickback from? Well, let's start with is Trump doing is he getting a financial gain from
terror?
Taliban? And because they're supposed to be having a don't cooperate with al-Qaeda thing.
Pompeo has always been like anti-dealing with terrorists, and now all of a sudden he's got this great deal. So is Trump making money off this deal with the Taliban? Pompeo drives me crazy to listen to in an interview because he's a big man. He's a general, right? And yet he talks all soft-spoken like he's a wuss. It's like, really, man, when you're on a battlefield, is that how you talk? And when you okay, I need you to march over there. He doesn't sound military at all to me. He doesn't sound he doesn't sound grounded. He sounds like he's all up in his head all the time. Is Trump making money, Johnny?
See, I did a reading with Sienna, and I get it's something about land. And
real estate.
But the thing about it is it might be what's in the land, like the actual land itself, they don't really care about. It's what's in it. So, gold, silver, oil, that type of thing. But it's sacred land. There's something on it that two sides fight for, and that he might get a kickback because of something he does for them. Maybe he sells them arms or something like that, and that he gets some money return for it, or some sort of return for his investment. But that's what I get.
I get it something like of the earth too. So whether it's oil or land, that there's a plan that went into this, a certain strategy. The challenge is, how we're viewing it emotionally, how it's seen from the outside. I got my Russia card here. I'm trying to decide, is Russia behind this deal? Like to get gas or something? Because, Russia has been very active in Afghanistan before we went over there. There's a whole network involved with this. So it's not just us and the Taliban. There's a whole network around this. And there's the card of illumination. There's something that we're being lied to about.
I wonder if it's like a burial ground or something. It seems.
Yeah, it could be like another Trump hotel or something like that, like somewhere. But I feel like it's of something of the earth too. I'm kind of feeling like gas or oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like he and his family are involved. I'm going to ask, is Russia behind this Taliban deal? Russia got him to pull out of Syria, and Russia and Turkey. And they got him to attack Soleimani, and now he's making deals with the Taliban. No other president has ever dealt with terrorists. So is Russia behind this deal with the Taliban? I got the messenger on the bottom.
They've been dogged Obama out for talking to some, forget who it was. They say he was apologizing to terrorists.
There's my yes card behind the inspiration. It's a whole big group of them. But I get Russia. That's my yes card. And there's my Wheel of Fortune too.
So is Pompeo getting a kickback too?
Yeah, what's up with Pompeo?
Birds of a feather and all.
They've been releasing some prisoners too. Just like they did in Syria, where they released all those ISIS prisoners. Pompeo, what are you getting out of this? He's getting anxiety. Might have to look at Pompeo's health. He seems overly anxious.
I'm not getting anything. Well, as far as like him getting something, I don't get anything. I get that he has maybe some worry with that Four of Cups and the Hermit. So he has a lot of in his head moments. The Tower and the King of Cups means that maybe his partnerships are starting to break down a little bit. But the overall agenda for the Republicans is still strong.
Yeah, I get he's like the circle of support for Trump in this. That he was involved in the planning stages of this, working together with them. There's something about this he didn't like, though, that didn't sit right with him, but probably because they're dealing with terrorists. And he's always said he didn't like dealing with terrorists, that you don't negotiate with a terrorist. But something is getting ready to change here with Pompeo. And for right now, he likes the power. He's on a power trip. And he likes, that he's the one involved in the negotiations. But there's going to be more sunlight put on him. They're lying about something, and there's going to be illumination on the lie.
That's crazy. You go through all that, and you ain't getting no money out of it or nothing.
Just power. Power. That's sad.
So will the Taliban actually stop dealing with al-Qaeda? I mean, they're the same to me.
Yeah, they're in each other's pockets.
So, I think the names are kind of interchangeable.
Pompeo was saying in this interview, it's very transparent. Everyone will be able to read the transcript of the agreement. And it's like, yeah, just like we got to see the transcript of the phone call, the perfect phone call to the Ukraine, where you hid half of it.
Oh, I think the sad part about most of this is they do it in plain sight and they're still there.
And they're still there. Well, the Taliban, stop dealing with al-Qaeda. Just going to pull a few cards.
Well done, devil. So you get the devil, the 3 of Wands, so they're still at it.
Yeah.
They're making more plans. Queen of Wands, there's a decision, but it's like, what is the word? Anyway, it doesn't matter. 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 4 of Wands. So there will be some more worry around the administrations going forward, because this was actually going to be proven to be false, this peace treaty.
Yeah. I get the same thing. Like, for security reasons, the Taliban, they're going to still stay with their old friends here, betray the peace treaty. A lot of anxiety because they see the plans off the ground by the Taliban and al-Qaeda. Like, it's visible, everybody sees it. At the root of this is the foundation of who the Taliban and al-Qaeda are. So everybody else, Pompeo and Trump, need to change their perspective. They're not going to change.
It's a mess.
Yeah, they don't accept what's offered, even though they signed it. It's like it's fake. It's fake news.
So, why is Ratcliffe being nominated when everybody says no?
For the national security position, when he's like, they tried to nominate him before, and even the Republicans said, no, you need to pull his nomination. Like, don't do that.
Is it just because he's a supporter, an apologist, an enabler, or what?
Or is he on the PP tapes with Trump? Purely for entertainment purposes only.
That was for entertainment purposes. That's a mess.
He's stuck with him for some reason. His hands are tied about Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has something on him.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I didn't expect to see that, though. Because what would you have on him? And Trump is not easily coerced in the thing. Well, because he seems to have a channel into everybody else too, because of the hacking of the RNC.
Trump's taking the lower position with them as the Queen of Cups. Like, he's no longer a king with Ratcliffe. He's in a lower position with them, and it's something that would affect his image. He's being manipulated. There's something secret, a hidden agenda. He's being manipulated. That's why he's pushed him forward. I see them working together. But when I laid some clarifiers, like what does Ratcliffe have on Trump, I get my money laundering card and like something that could bring Trump down. Like, he could stab him in the back.
Ooh.
If he moved into action, he could like take him out.
So you get 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. There is a coalition here. Like, there is a group of people, and Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles. He has the information about the agreements. He has information about the partnerships. He has info, period. We'll just leave it at that. I get 5 of Swords, the high priestess and the Three of Swords. Yeah, I don't know what, but it's probably financial because that's what usually people have over him. And that's where the change in perspective comes from with the Hangman. So the reason he is being pushed so hard is because he's got info. Good old blackmail for the orange mail.
Yeah. So, we forgot to read on Dr. Ronnie Jackson if he would win his house seat. Let's see if he's going to win his House seat in Texas.
Ronnie Jackson.
He looked at Medusa. He looked up Medusa's butt, probably. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, are you going to be in the House? He's having money problems, fundraising problems.
First two cards, Page of Swords, Ten of Swords. Yeah, hang it up, buddy.
I'm getting the same cards we got earlier on him. You know, the Strength and Justice card, like something coming up legally with him. Something he cooperated with, and that's bringing anxiety to. I'm getting those same cards again. And that throws everything off balance. It's something surprising that comes up. And it involves Trump. That's my Trump card. Something sneaky. I'm not getting a yes, he's going to win his election, or no. I get like suspended, like has to drop out or something, burdened.
Because I think thank you, Alan, once the news gets a hold of, because I think it's financial. This is whatever it is, because he gets Page of Swords and Ten of Swords. It's kind of like, I think Spirit was throwing me a bone and saying, well, here, just say no and keep it moving. Because everything else is not about his campaign in the reading. This is about the only thing I can get. I get Four of Pentacles and the Death card. So there is something that he was hanging on to, some sort of information, and it is now coming out. But it's coming out in a very big way. And it's probably coming out because he's running. Yeah. And if, they bring this upon themselves when they put themselves out there to be vetted like that. I get the Page of Cups, something surprising, the Seven of Swords, something sneaky, and then the Ace of Swords, something documents, money, something like that. It ends in the Six of Pentacles, which is like a payout of some sort. And I clarified it with the Two of Swords. So there's not only is it a payout, but it's like a something that blocks him. So whatever this financial information is going to be very damaging to his campaign.
I had the Four of Pentacles on the bottom also, so it's something he's hanging on to, like he's got documentation of it.
So let's just ask, what is it that he has that they want so bad? Is it like
from poor little Dr. Ronnie?
Because nobody was talking about this until you started running.
So you started running your mouth about sneaking cauliflower in his mashed potatoes.
That's a mess. Just make it out of cauliflower and salt it and butter it. You can't even tell. That's what we do.
It's pathetic that they have to treat him like such a toddler.
Yeah.
Eat his veggies.
You gotta hide vegetables in your food.
And they tried to not make his ice cream too readily available. It's like, oh, please.
That just lets you know he has health issues, being overweight and in his 70s. And so his doctor is going to the kitchen like, just sneak some cauliflower in there. He won't know.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
When you can talk to the cook, you know, you make sure you're putting cauliflower in his mashed potatoes, even though there's a mound this high of it.
Like we use cauliflower for rice and potatoes. You can't tell. So just give it to him and tell him that's what it is. Or tell him it's potatoes. Thank you, Karen. So what do they have? What does he have that they want so bad? What in the mercy is this card?
What deck are you using?
It's called The Influence of the Angels. Look at this moon card. Like, what in the world is on there?
Ooh, back up just a little bit.
It's like little dragons or demons or
Goblins or little dragons, it looks like.
it's the moon too. It's not the wolf and the lobster and goodness.
Earth dragons nibbling at the
Which is interesting because it's draining the swamp. This is a bunch of water that
Yep.
chooses the reading. And then all these creatures are coming out.
are showing in the swamp. Under the moonlight. They come out only at night.
And they want him. They're in the mystery. They're crowding around him. Oh my goodness. That stopped me in my track just then.
Yep. And now it's giving me my no, like he's going to be out in the cold from the government because there's something legal coming up. This card of security might have something to do with our like national security even.
I kind of get the same thing. I get the King of Swords and in my America card. I wasn't understanding why it was there since he's the doctor and not, some chief of this, but
Yeah.
it's there.
When I get that 9 of Pentacles next to, a sword, it's like it's national security. Because that's about securing a lifestyle that you want to live. So I read it sometimes. I feel national security on it. It's like perceptions changing, people getting anxious. I think they're going to be talking to him about Trump's mental health. Worried about our national security, but and also betrayals that are going on against our government. Maybe coming up because of coronavirus and stuff, so they're talking to him about, look, is Trump mentally able to handle this because he's saying coronavirus is a hoax?
I wonder if the House is going to call him in for some sort of questioning or something like that, since we kept getting the Queen of Wands too. Because there's an investigation around his job. So somebody's asking him questions, like you said, expert witness. The King of Swords is here. It's about Donald Trump and then America as well. 3 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. That's my Republican card. And then there is some sort of gathering here with the 3 of Cups. I get the Ace of Swords. So they want information. They want truth from him. So he is going to be questioned somehow. But this little pack of vultures around this moon card, let me clarify. Oh, there's the Fool.
He's trapped in this. He's like in the middle of it. So, there's a battle going on here and he's going to have to talk.
I wonder if Trump,
again,
let me see.
Something overseas. Also.
Because I get the Fool and the Hierophant on that moon card. That moon card is concerning. I've never seen a card like that.
It definitely involves the White House. I like that moon card. They drain the swamp. There's all the creatures. I got to shuffle and pull again because there's something.
I wonder if there's some sort of retaliation against him. Because I get the Fool and the Hierophant, and then that weird moon card. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Suzanne. Will Trump catch the hoax? Instead of saying, will he catch the hoax? No, because maybe that's what he's there to talk about. Who knows? But he's retaliation.
Artemis is back. Sneaky cat under the arm. Into my lap. Purring its head off. Yep. Ronnie's sitting in strength, though.
Because I pulled the Hierophant and the Fool the last time, and I pulled the Hierophant again, and then I get the Hangman this time. It's like some sort of, I don't know how he's being sacrificed, but like they're pushing him out for something.
Yeah, he was at the center of this, whatever was going on, and I do feel like it had something on a trip also. I keep getting trip cards with them, two journey cards. I wonder if he was propping Trump up with some medications purely for entertainment purposes only while on a trip, like while some deals were being made or something.
Because I get Three of Wands and the High Priestess. So something that has something to do with a voyage. There is something secret. And Two of Wands and Two of Swords. Something's caught up. Some sort of plans were caught up. And he's either at the center of it or he knows something about it. But
yeah, I get judgment with work, like judging is Trump capable of work or something.
Thank you, Lourdes.
Judgment around work.
That's crazy. Well, we got time for some more. Let's see. I wanted to know, we've done this one before, but what will be the energy around the country in 2021? This will sort of give us maybe a little peek behind the curtain to see, if he lost or not.
From the majority's point of view, what will the energy around the country be like? Little nostalgia, bringing back together or coming together again, an ability to get plans off the ground again, where we've been stuck. Like there's no legislation going through. They can't get anything going. I get like more illumination on the things Trump has done, burdened, stuff that he did. More illumination on it. More illumination on his lies also. More information about Trump and Putin. And we're not going to like it. Some of the things we're going to learn. New starts in justice. Taking on some big money.
I'm gonna do a. Let's use these. Do an oracle card. I get 8 of Swords, Queen of Cups, so there will be a binding to someone supportive. The Tower and the 9 of Pentacles. There is also someone of money that is meeting the Tower, or security that's meeting a Tower. The Hangman, the 8 of the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords is also a loss to a person who can't change perspective or let go. So there's possibly talks of a recount. And then it ends in 2 of Cups. There's like community and cooperation. So now let's see what these say. Co-create, that's called cooperation. There's the drama, never-ending story. A leg up, so we get someone who is trying to fix things, which is an interesting way for something to be put by the book. They are kind of a stuck in their way type person. And then poise. This is the person who has confidence, and that is not Donald Trump. So that's a good thing to see. It might be a Joe Biden. So, well, Bernie Sanders is pretty stuck in his way too, though. But it's a person who's stuck in their way. They see things through their own lens.
Yeah, the thing to remember, like, yeah, people talk about like Bernie versus, yeah, somebody that's more of a centrist, like a Amy or a Bloomberg or something, or even a Biden. Bernie's not going to be able to get through his entire agenda. Neither is Elizabeth Warren. You know, they've got the high ideals, but it has to clear Congress and the Senate.
And that's where everything gets stuck up, especially if y'all don't go back to the polls in 2 years and then they get a Republican Congress and then nothing gets done.
So
you only got health care because Obama had a majority for 2 years.
They're worried that if Bernie gets the nominee, that we won't get the Senate back. So will we get the Senate back no matter what is my question, because my gut feeling is yes, that we're going to have enough of a blue tsunami that we're going to get the Senate back so that we can control Mitch McConnell and his ilk.
Because, I mean, you can vote for Bernie and then go Republican down ticket, but I wouldn't see why you would do that. Because that's kind of shooting your own self in the foot, because you can't vote for his policies and then their agenda, because he's not going to be able to do nothing if you put Republicans in there, and vice versa.
I think what will happen with him is he will get get a lot of groundwork done for looking for nationalizing healthcare and getting statistics, better statistics, and getting research done to make a move in that direction. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. Because
even if, like some people out there were saying Trump was going to get reelected, but he's not going to finish his term. Only way that happens is if you get a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House to one, impeach him and then carry through with the removal. Otherwise, he ain't going anywhere.
See, the majority of the people in the country wanted to see witnesses during the impeachment trial. So I feel like that's going to also kind of push momentum to the Senate turning blue. So let's just ask, is the Senate, I got victory card on the bottom with that. The Senate's turning blue no matter what, no matter who the nominee is. Because if we had a blue Senate right now, Barr would be impeached. Trump would be impeached. All of them would be gone. I'm getting people are tired of the lies. What are you getting?
Well, I asked, would he hurt their chances for turning blue? And I get 9 of Wands and Page of Swords. So there's like this battle against whatever it would be to stop it turning blue is met with some sort of bad news or delay. Six of Swords, Ace of Wands, it transitions with action. Eight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. There is a clearing in the confusion once the votes have been tallied, and then it ends in the Lovers. So he's not going to hurt the chances for the Senate turning blue.
Yeah. I've got people have a different perspective about things now. Yeah, so the challenge is to turn the Senate, to change it, because they want truth and power in our government, in our Senate again. So, yeah, there's preparation towards that. They're moving in that direction. And it's like sending a message to our government. It's sending a message that, you know, things need to be brought back to a place of truth and power, not all this lies and crap. So I've got two yes cards here. New inspiration, big changes. It'll be a fight to do it in some places because there's a lot of money behind some of these candidates, some of the Republican candidates, but I'm getting a yes. It's hard work. And they're going to have to watch for some election meddling.
So we'll do one more. Why is Trump wearing so much makeup?
In all his press conferences, he's wearing more and more. He's getting orangier and orangier, cakier. Like there's a texture to it now.
It looks ridiculous. With his hair blew back, and you can see like the line of orange. That's oh Lord. I'm glad my color doesn't fade. Thank you, God.
But when my hair blows up, I don't have this big bald patch under my hair.
Oh, that would be awful.
It does look like he's trimming the hair a little closer. It's not swooping down so far right now.
I wonder if he does it, or he has like a beautician. He probably does. Why is he wearing so much makeup? What is he hiding? Is it just vanity, or is he hiding something?
Has he been clawing his face and?
Because worry and stress can cause pimples. So
and hives and rashes and. I got work, and yeah, it's funny because the work card is the apprentice card. So I always think of his TV show, like he's used to wearing makeup. He's doing a show. That's what his presidency is. He's doing a show all the time. So he's got to wear his makeup.
Oh, let me just say this too, also to the chat. We did a post on my page and a post on Jen's page for reading requests. We don't get to all of them, naturally. And we also have some that we come up with beforehand. We have a whole page here. So in order to keep this 2 hours and under for those who want to watch on the playback, we don't take the questions from the chat. So if you have like a suggestion in the chat, don't feel like we're ignoring you. We don't take them from there because we already have a list that we come to the chat with.
Yeah. And I try to get everybody to post before like 6 p.m. Central Time, because Johnny and I usually talk at around 6:30 to go through the questions. Like, what are we asking tonight? And we'll go through to make sure we're not duplicating questions.
Otherwise, we'd be here for 11 hours and we ain't doing that. I am not playing with these cards. Usually the sun has, the little sun and there's a kid, but I would use the deck where it's all just bright orange. That won't even show in the thing.
Well, I got the full in the center. He's blocking something. So there's something he doesn't want us to see on his face. He's doing it as a cover up for something. Something changed recently, and I'm getting this vision of the picture of Dorian Gray, where the guy looks like fine, but the picture looks ugly. Well, now it's like he's starting to look like the picture, is what I'm getting. Like the truth is starting to affect his appearance, is changing his appearance. And, the sunlight, too much sunlight on him, he's got to cover it up. He's got to block whatever is going on. It's something at the root of this, something at the foundation of, pardon the pun, because he's wearing more foundation. Something in the foundation of his skin is affected right now. Mm-hmm. So it's something that they're watching. So maybe he's got some skin cancers going on, because he's having to stay retreat a little bit, having to stay out of the sun.
Yeah, I get sneaky 7 of Swords and my extremely bright orange card and the 4 of Wands. So he's got holes of some sort. Like there's possibly bad pores or a rash or a something, but he covers up with garbage or whatever that is. I don't know what that Cheeto dust, whatever that is on his face.
Cheeto craters. Cheeto craters in the moon face. It's he golfs all the time. He's out in the sun all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's had some skin cancers removed.
He's got something. Yes, is okay. So if y'all go to the page on the won't show anyway, go to the community tab, and that's where the little box is that asks you or ask everyone what your reading thing is. But anywho, it'll pop up next week when we go through to ask y'all for suggestions. Or you can always email me. Don't email Jen. She has a lot of emails she has to go through.
I have like 500 and something emails. I am always behind in my emails for people that are writing me requesting reading info, personal readings. It takes me forever to get back to you. And sometimes you have to email me a couple of times before I get back to you.
But thank y'all for joining. And we will see y'all next week and see if we can't get Becca if she's available.
Yeah, so I think like we normally would be on Becca's channel next week. Maybe we should go back on mine to make sure she's with us.
Yeah, we'll be on yours next week.
Because I'm sure she's jet lagged and that it may just be biting her in the butt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, if you didn't see Becca's reading on House of Lenormand with Marie Lenormand at her graveside, fabulous reading. Go watch that one while she was over in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bye-bye.